Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me on the interview stage. This is the web series where people send me their favorite job interview questions and I answer them in this series of videos. You can send me your favorite job interview questions by tweeting me at SnidyT using the hashtag #TheInterviewStage. Today's question comes from my friend Zoe Khan, and this is a friend that I know from high school, so we go way back. So thanks Zoe for your question, and thanks Facebook for keeping us connected. Zoe asked, I like this question from the hiring manager's perspective. It tells you a lot about the resilience of your candidate and what it takes to keep them happy, although I do not believe that it is the responsibility of an employer to keep the employee happy. From the candidate's perspective, it allows you to be honest and say what you're looking for in an employer. And in general, it's a good question to ask because it allows both the hiring manager and the candidate to have an honest conversation and just lay it all out there. I would say that there are two things that I'm looking for from my work environment. One is influence and the next is recognition. I'm looking to be able to influence change and have an effect on what is happening in the workplace. If I feel that my efforts that I'm putting in and my input that I'm giving are not being listened to and it is not being taken into consideration, then that's probably something that would make me consider making a move. Recognition or receiving feedback is something that's important to me as well. If I don't receive feedback, then I don't know what needs to change and what I can improve on, how I can do better, and that can be frustrating as well. When I say recognition, I don't just mean a pat on the back. I mean positive and negative, constructive. Another factor of a job that would lead me to consider finding a new one has to do with the mistreatment of my coworkers. I don't think that there's any place for rudeness or temper tantrums in the workplace. I don't tolerate that. So early on in my career, when I witnessed this, it became a milestone for my starting to consider leaving that workplace, especially since I didn't see that I had any influence over changing that behavior. So this relates to a second question that I'd like to answer in this installment, which is to discuss one of my personal regrets. This question comes from Jackie Klee. And Jackie, I'm assuming you mean a personal regret that has occurred in the workplace, not, for example, the hairstyle I had in grade 8, perm, just the bangs. So early on in my career, I worked in a place where we were working long hours and tension was high. And one day I witnessed a teammate being yelled at in the most inappropriate way by a manager. It was shocking, really, that someone would do that in a workplace. And I always regret not having spoken up and not having said anything about that. Not having stood up for my coworker, regardless of whatever had happened. It was just completely inappropriate. What I learned from that was to always speak up. It might be difficult, it might be uncomfortable, but you have to confront the person who is acting inappropriately, otherwise you're part of the problem. Come on.